Good morning, fam. It's your girl, Miss Diva Truck. I'm coming to you today with another video, okay? What I'm doing, y'all, for 2020, a lot of things have changed in my life. A lot of things that is different, and I see that God is working with me in a different type of way. So I'm gonna pour that energy back into my channel, okay? So you're gonna see more videos from me. We're gonna have more topics, more discussions, and things that I'm working on behind the scenes that you may not. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Things that you may that I am working on behind the scenes that you may not know about. Okay. In the industry, there is a increase of truckers being harmed out here on the road, especially people getting killed in their trucks, people they getting broken in, or they're being found in their trucks, or something's happening. There's crimes that are against truckers in their trucks, and it over the past year it has become an increase. And not only that, it is not only that, is that when these people get caught, they're catching more and more drivers that are they are catching more and more drivers that are committing these crimes against truck drivers. And but what's happening is when they're going to court and they're getting their sentence, they're getting a lot less sentence than what they would normally get if they committed anybody else. Okay, they are getting lenient sentencing for committing these crimes against truck drivers. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is get a law passed that will protect truck drivers if somebody is breaking in their truck, if they get broken, they're robbing them, stealing from them, killing them, all these kind of things. We want the maximum sentence that a person can get. Okay, so that's what I'm working on behind the scenes, to try and create a law that do not let these criminals that break in. This is our home, y'all. If you don't understand, this is what we do 24/7. Okay, so we drive 11 hours a day, and a lot of times we have to find safe parking for us to park, and sometimes that could be like 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. And as drivers out here, we deserve to be in a safe environment. This is our home on wheels. This is where I sleep. This is where I, eat. This is everything. This is my house. I don't go clock out and go home at the end of the day. This is where I am. Okay. This is my home. So just like you should be, just like you are protected at your home, at your house, okay, where you go home at night and you're able to sleep or whatever the case may be, drivers need to be protected out here as well. And they need to be protected more so than they need to be protected more so, because this is what we do. Our jobs is on the line. If you've seen the most dangerous jobs, the list of most dangerous jobs out here, truck drivers has risen, okay, with more accidents, more deaths, everything. It has risen. So with that said, we got to be able to provide more safe parking, and to let people know that if we don't play around with the laws, as far as when somebody hurts or harm a truck driver, whether they shooting them at the truck stop, or they breaking in their trucks and killing them, or whatever, any kind of crime against a truck driver out here on the road should be handled in a severity like the maximum of maximum. Okay, because these people do not deserve, if they off in a sleeper berth, going to sleep, coming off their job, whatever, and not be protected. What I'm seeing is an increase in people getting lenient sentences once they are caught and they go to trial or go to court or whatever the case may be. Their sentence, sometimes they are getting off with maybe a slap on their wrist, or not as hard as anybody else. So I'm trying to, or we trying to, or whatever the case may be, trying to have those mandatory maximum sentences if you harm a truck driver out here on this road. Okay, whatever that case may be. If you get it, like, a driver was just like beat, he survived, but I mean his face, everything, and he was in the sleeper berth, you know, and they're getting off with not a lot of consequences. So that's what I'm working on behind the scenes. Yeah, and what I do is I'm trying to work with, it's called change.org, and these are the organizations that support you when you're trying to have a cause, whatever that cause may be. That is how the Real Women in Trucking petition got started. They work with a organization called change.org. And these are mega nonprofit organizations like Time's Up, change.org, all these kind of places that make differences. And what they do is not just in the trucking industry, because the trucking industry is so small, okay? It's not like really huge compared to a lot of other things. People don't pay attention of the violence or the crimes or things that happen against truck drivers, okay? They just read about it. Oh, it is what it is. It impacts us more because we're out here on the road and we have to deal with that on a daily basis. So, but nobody's really like, trying to go hard and protect and make sure that the laws protect us as well. So you join organizations like change.org, you join Time's Up, because these are the organizations that listen to individuals that bring petitions, individuals that bring, and they go through the process of reaching out to your lawmakers, reaching out to your congressmen, reaching out to your representatives. And a lot of times they make those changes based on the need, based on how people react to it. So when we got when Desiree got the petition started for workplace violence in the trucking industry, that's how it started. It started through going through change.org, and they got behind the program, and we was able to, as a group of women, able to present that at the truck show to the FMCSA. And that's what got the ball rolling, to us going up to Washington, D.C., us meeting with representatives, senators, and things like that. So we have to keep going. We have to do those things, and we have to get everybody involved. It's not going to take just us drivers just getting together and, we talking about the issue and things like that. We have to involve everybody around us. And what you do is, when it's something that it involves us, and how you have to make them realize how it affects them as well. We provide the food, everything that you need at your table, okay? Everything that you need in your house, everything that you need to exist. Truck drivers provide that, and they must be protected by any means necessary to get your products, your food, your cars, your whatever it is that you need on a daily basis. When people look at it that way, and you get that into their mindset of what we actually do out here, then they're going to be, oh, hell yeah, we want to make sure that these people, I don't want nobody robbing a person or compromising the food that I eat on my table. I want to make sure that person who's delivering it, who's taking it from one place to another, I want to make sure that they're safe, okay? Because I don't want you jeopardizing this load. I don't want you messing with the food that I'm trying to feed my kids and have and eat every day. I'm right here at the also, that's what I work on behind the scenes, okay? So that's why a lot of times when you don't see me on YouTube and doing videos and things like that, I kind of work in the background with truck parking, with safety, with women in the industry, all those different types of things, okay? All those issues that are very important to me, to make a difference and to make a change. And it starts small, but it grows. And then you're sitting down with people that can make that change, or that can make that law for you. Okay. So, one of the things that I wanted to talk to you this morning, because I'm going to come to you just when things are on my mind or things that I'm thinking about or whatever the case may be. I haven't done like a little safety video for drivers. And my channel, if you have rocked with me for almost, see, y'all, can y'all believe it's been almost 6 years that I started my journey? And I want to say June 2014, where I went to school and at CR England and KLLM. Now it's going to be, we're in the new year of 2020. So it's coming up for 6 years for me. So the best way that I feel like I can give back is to the people that started off just like me, getting in the industry as rookie drivers. Okay. Because there's a lot that you need to learn out here within your first year. So that's what my channel is totally geared towards. It's to helping the newbies coming out here in the industry so they can be safe and protect themselves. You know, if you've been in this industry for a long time, you kind of know the ropes. There's not too much, especially if you've been in here longer than me. There's not a lot that I can teach you, tell you, or what you have not already experienced out here being a veteran or somebody in the industry. But I can give my life experience to people that haven't been out here as long as I have. Okay. So that's why I went into recruiting. That's why I talk to drivers on a daily basis about getting prepared to enter the trucking industry. Okay. And also, I wanted to be a voice for women as well. You know, we're kind of silenced out here in the industry, and really want to be able to attend and take care of the things that we saw. One of the things is the safety. You have a lot of concerns when you're going to truck driving school. You want to know how to protect yourself, how to be safe out here on the road. Okay. So I'm going to just talk about some things that I usually do. And you just find your own niche. But at the end of the day, you got to be able to protect yourself and to know that you're okay to the best of your ability. Okay. We know we can't, protect ourselves against every situation, but you can try your best. For example, when I was in training, I taught my students how to be aware of their surroundings. Okay. We sometimes walk blindly, or we are on a mission to go on the truck stop or coming out the truck stop. At all times, you can never let your guard down out here. Okay. And you always got to be aware of anybody that is going around your truck, anybody that you don't see that that may be looking at you a little bit too long or staring at you. You always have to be on guard for stuff like that. And you're going to see a lot of friendly people out here. You're going to see a lot of people that are not so friendly, but you got to be aware of their intentions, or think how you can protect yourself. For example, me being who I am and having a huge presence on YouTube and social media and things like that, I'm spotted out here a lot. Okay, almost on a daily basis. A lot of people know me because they can spot my truck. They can spot, me wearing pink all the time. They don't even have to see me, but they'll see that color and they know it's probably me. So when I'm out here, I'm always on guard. I don't never want to come off mean or anything like that to people that, maybe watch me on YouTube or whatever the case may be. But I'm always guarded. So normally when a person knows me or whatever the case may be, they will, it's excitement, or it's hey, or, stuff like that. And they talk, they say my name or something like that. People that are a little bit too friendly or too how would you say, too hands touchy type stuff, that puts me on guard. Okay. So what I do is, like, when I'm out here in the daytime, I too much, don't, I'm okay because it's lighted area, whatever the case may be. I'm usually like focus on what I'm doing. If I'm getting out, getting fuel or whatever, that's what I'm doing. I'm going in the truck stop. I'm making a direct path there. I'm doing what I have to do in there, and then I'm coming directly back. You always want to be aware of what's around you at all times. I carry Ripley. Y'all may say Ripley ain't no big dog. He can't protect you or whatever the case may be, but Ripley Ripley is always like on guard to make me aware that somebody is out there that may or should not be around or close to the truck. If we're sitting out here and nobody's around this truck, Ripley won't say anything. He will just sit there, lay there, whatever the case may be. But if you get too close to my truck, Ripley is going to bark, 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 bark. And that's not that he going to, now if you open the door or whatever the case, he may bite you, okay? But he ain't never bit nobody out here. But it makes me aware of what's happening around my truck. For example, if I'm in the sleeper berth, sleep or whatever the case may be, and Ripley barks, then that's somebody that's too close to my truck or trying to, do something that they're not supposed to do, okay? Or he'll wake me up at night. A lot of times you may see new drivers or whatever the case may be. Like if I'm in an unfamiliar surrounding, like last night, I'm at a casino, okay? I feel comfortable parking at casinos. The reason why is because they're well lit at night. I'm out here by myself. I know these little spots around here where I could park. Another thing is they have security cameras, so I have a better chance of somebody recording something if something happens to me. And also, even though it's at night, I'm at a casino, even though they got security cameras, even though that, it's well lit or whatever, I also want to make sure I secure my doors at night because I may never be able to stop somebody from just totally coming into my truck, but I could deter them from trying to get into my truck, okay? I can deter them if they got a key or if they bust the glass or whatever the case may be, and this seatbelt is tied up in the truck and locked. It's going to make it really difficult for them to get in. Not saying that they can't or they won't get in. It's just going to make it a little harder. That gives me time, okay? That gives me time to prepare for what I need to do. I always sleep with my phone next to me, okay? Always sleep with your phone right next to me so I can either dial 911 really quick. I always have things in my truck. I don't talk about what you have in your truck. I don't suggest you to talk about the things that you have in the truck to protect yourself, because that may at a later time, if you may need it to use that, it can come back and haunt you. Well, it could be considered premeditated because she did a video with a stun gun in her hand, or she did a video with a taser in her hand, or she did a video with whatever I use to protect myself out here. She did a video saying that this is what she was going to do, So you always got to be mindful and guarded like that. People will tell you, because you ask a lot of questions. Should I carry a gun out here? Is it legal to carry a gun out here? And things like that. People can advise you on that type of stuff, okay? We can never advise you on things like that. We can say to you, especially if we're not an expert and don't know the laws and all that kind of stuff, because it's different from state to state. If you go to Georgia, they will tell you that if you are connected to Georgia, like if you are Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, the states that are connected to Georgia, then they don't have a problem with somebody in a commercial vehicle to carry a weapon, or a gun, or whatever the case may be. But a lot of us just don't work in that area. A lot of us work 48 states. And if you're not familiar with all the laws in 48 states, you can get yourself in more of a dangerous situation if something happens to you out here on the road and you use that. But at the end of the day, I would rather be living to testify and tell about my story of what happened to me than to be buried 6 feet under because I was afraid of the law. Okay. But yeah, I use this to kind of secure the seat. Y'all see that a lot of times. There's people that also try to put things in their window or whatever the case may be. But it's a lot of different things that you can do. At all times, I always have something around me, okay? I always have something that I can put my hands on at any time, okay? Parking, what I do is also... if you are a rookie driver and you're first coming out here, what I suggest that you do is get up early in the morning. I used to have to get up maybe at 2 o'clock in the morning. And the reason why I did that is because, first of all, I wasn't good at backing up the truck, okay? Especially at nighttime in a truck stop, okay? I just wasn't good at that. Another thing is, if you find yourself getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning, you're off the road at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, that's your 12 hours or whatever. You're off the road at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You have a more likely chance to find any parking spot that you need to if you're off the road. You may have to adjust your time, okay? But you thinking safety. So if I'm thinking safety, I want to make sure I start my day early in the day. I got up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I went in there where there was nobody at getting a shower or whatever the case may be. I went in there, took my shower. I came out. I got in my truck, did my pre-trip, everything that I need to do. I fueled up as soon as after I got my shower and everything. The first thing I did was I made sure I had DEF fuel in a reefer, everything, so I'm good to go, okay? And then I'm gone. Once I get finished with that, it's still a lot of times daylight or whatever, and I don't have any issues parking. But also another thing, if you find yourself that you are running late or you're not able to get up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and you find yourself driving at night or whatever, and you may have to find a parking space, what I usually do then is, I just lost my train of thought. You always make sure you trip plan, okay? Every good trainer is going to show you how to trip plan. I always tell my students to, when it gets to be an hour and a half of your drive time, you need to be looking for somewhere to park that truck, okay? And if you do your if you do your trip planning before you start, then you already know where you're going to park or plan. And not only just have one location, have 2-3 locations that you can park at in that area in case you get there after dark. The Loves, the truck stops, and I want to say shout out to the Loves, because the Loves is making a huge increase in this industry on truck parking, and they know how serious it is, and they're one of the only few franchise truck stops or truck stop places that took the initiative, and they're building the most expansion out here in the trucking industry is the Loves. They're doing that. And I don't know what the number is of how many truck stops that they're increasing, but they have really stepped up the bar on increasing truck stops, because especially with the Loves at nighttime, a lot of times they don't have huge truck parking, but and it's almost impossible to get a truck parking at the Loves at night. But they're making a huge increase, over hundreds of truck stops that they are implementing, getting built for us to park at night. People love to park at the Loves. A lot of times they're clean, and they're building so many brand new facilities. The only issue that we have is that it's limited. Okay, everybody likes to be in the areas that they are. So they are really stepping up to the plate this year as far as the plans on increasing truck parking. Parking at nighttime. If you trip plan and know, like right now, I'm going to Kansas City or whatever the case may be. I'm going to Kansas City. So I want to look within an hour of wherever I am, where I'm going to stop before I even get this truck started. Okay. I want to know where I'm going, what places, and you can always pull it up on Google Earth. Okay, put in the address or put in the truck stops around that area. Pull up Google Earth. You will see a picture of what's around the area, especially the shippers and receivers. You can see whether they have truck parking when you get there, what's the closest area. You'll be familiar with that when you get in that area, okay, to be able to park. I also, not only do I love parking at casinos and things like that, and I've developed a route. Like, for example, when I left Biloxi, Mississippi yesterday, I picked up my load in Morton. I knew that I was going to have to I knew that I was going to have to park eventually up here in northern Mississippi by Memphis and all that kind of stuff. I just made the trip where I knew I could shut down somewhere that I could park, which is up here in Tunica and Robinson. There's not a lot of trucks over here. Okay. Um, and then after that, and then I was able to get up, get a nice breakfast out the buffet. I could go in a hotel and stay the night in a hotel if I want to, get a shower and all that kind of stuff. But I'll just get up, go to the truck stop, take my shower, and then just continue on. I just didn't feel like tracking all that stuff up there in the hotel. Um, and that's how I make it work out here. I go, I play 20, 40, $50, whatever I'm willing to lose or whatever the case may be. That's what I play. I get 3 nights a week at any casino that I play at. I usually have free buffets, so I don't have to worry about eating. And I got secured kind of parking because they're watching my truck at all times. Okay. But you also have to be careful about that because now some of the casinos are not allowing trucks to park at their location. Okay. So you want to maybe call them ahead of time, say, hey, do y'all have truck parking or trucks allowed to park there? But nobody bothers you and it's quiet, it's peaceful. That's where I like to be. Another place that I usually go that my trainer talked against was rest areas. He did never park at a rest area. He always parked at a truck stop. For me, I always try to find well-lit rest areas. And I also, and because I have a dog, I like to get, let him go out and run and play. And the rest area has all of that. I like parking at well-lit, secured area rest areas. Okay, that means that they have somebody on guard at all times at the rest area. And I like parking there. Okay, that might not be something that's good for you, but I was always taught never to park at a rest area. But I do like parking at rest areas if they are well lit. Okay, off the main highway, and they do have secured a personnel at the site. Okay, and a lot of them do that. Another place that never park on the side of the road. If anything possible, never park on the side of the road, on an off ramp or whatever the case may be. Okay, because you can get hit that way, you can get robbed that way. You're out there by yourself. There's nobody stopping you from getting in your truck. It may be less likely for you to be seen if something happens to you. So never park on the ramps. And you can get ticketed in some areas for doing that. Okay, that is not a safe place for truck drivers. Where else I go? Casinos, rest areas. I try to get up early in the morning so that I do not have a problem parking at night. And I also call or check. I did a lot of calling at places when I first got started. Like my question would be, do you have parking? Do you take early? Whatever the case may be. And a lot of times what I did too was look for the reviews on Google. Google, when you look up a company or you put the address in the company, under reviews, it will have what other truck drivers have left about that shipper or the receiver. It will either say, okay, this shipper or receiver kept me here for 8-10 hours. The people are real nasty and rude to you. No overnight parking, no place to park. It will tell you that in the reviews of a Google every time you go and type in a shipper, a receiver. Okay, that is a lot of times where shippers and receiver gets information about their company. They will look at Google and they will look at, okay, truck drivers are having an issue with our parking. They're having an issue with our personnel because they're rude to the truck drivers. They're having an issue. That's how they found out their information. That's how they survey what is going on with their company. The CEO is not sitting at the shipper and the receiver, and they don't know if the security guard was just the meanest person ever. They don't know if you've been out. They may not know if you've been out there for 12 hours or whatever the case may be. So what they do, if you sit, I sit at sometimes meetings, and what they pay attention to, like Americold, some of Americold or cold storages or something like that, those people pay attention to the reviews that they see about their company on Google. That's how they get their feedback from truck drivers. So if you're upfront and honest, and they see that they got a star rating, because every truck driver that goes there is saying that, it's a horrible place. They don't care about getting you loaded or unloaded. You don't have anywhere to park. They are looking at that, because eventually, if truck drivers don't even want to come to your location and pick up your load, that's going to be an issue for you. Okay, it's going to be an issue for you if they don't even want to come there. You got to be paying some awesome kind of money to come pick up a load that a person got to sit 12 hours to get loaded. Okay, and they got to be talked to in a disrespectful way. Okay, and so many other issues that happen, and you ain't got nowhere to park. People are not, that's going to pick up quickly in the industry, and they don't and social media. Social media can be a good thing and a bad thing, okay? When you're talking really positive about companies and the treatment of truck drivers and all this kind of stuff, everybody loves that, right? But everybody doesn't love it if you have a bad experience, and you may talk about their company and their experience. But they do pay attention. They do pay attention. They may not like it, but they will pay attention to what it is that you're doing. Next video, y'all, I don't want to take up too much. How long is this? 30 minutes? Next video I'm going to do, I think tomorrow, is going to talk about if you're on YouTube and you want to create a social media presence, or you want to be a influencer, and you really want to make your channel work for you as far as revenue, and not depend on the Google ad payments that we get, and you really want to turn your channel into a money making channel. I'm gonna tell you some of the steps that you need to do to get to that, okay? Because you can make really good money out here if you direct your channel in a certain way. Okay, you really can. And I can tell you what, major companies have what is called social media. They have what is called social media people, that they don't know what happens out here in the truck industry, and who's talking about this and who's talking about that. But for their company and for their brand, they hire social media influencers or social media people that look for these people on the internet, that they will like to promote their brand. Okay, there's money in that. Okay, I know people like to build a channel, and they like to get subscriptions and views and all that kind of stuff, but that's not where the real money is. Okay, pay attention. I'm about to show you something. The real money is the way you present your channel and how you carry yourself. And also, I'm going to show you how to get to the bag. Okay, there's a lot of different things that Miss Tamara is going to start sharing with you all. I'm going to open myself up to you all and let you know what you can do out here to be very productive and to achieve your goals that you want to achieve out here. Okay, so today's video was just about a little safety tips as far as if you're first getting in the industry. I know I forgot about a lot of things because I don't write anything down. I just kind of speak from my head or what may be on my mind at the time. And this morning when I woke up, let's talk about a little safety. Let's talk about a little truck parking. Let's talk about some of the things where, some of the places where I park at. Let's talk about those things that I went through as my first year out here in the industry, how you survive and how you do this. Another thing is you have to be careful about things you say on the internet as well, because like I say, you're a public person, especially if you're out here in the YouTube industry, you're a public person. And when you go after people and all this kind of stuff, you don't have to worry too much about people that, oh, I'm gonna do this, when I see you, it's on this, and that's you don't have to worry about those people. That's keyboard. They're expressing their emotions through the keyboard, okay? People that you have to be concerned about that will never say anything to you. And if they have a problem with you, they're going to come to you, okay? And it may not be today or tomorrow, but they'll wait for that opportunity. So you got to be able to protect yourself that way. You know, they still do the pulling of the kingpin. They still do, you know, all the slicing of the air hoses. They still, they still about that. Okay, they still about that. So that's why you always have to um, protect yourself. You know, because you never know. You know, you may be going into it with somebody on the internet or whatever the case may be. It is what it is. People that do a lot of talking and back and forth and all that kind of stuff, those are not the people that you need to worry about, baby. You need to worry about the people that are silent, that don't say anything, and just take a mental note. Okay, those are the people that you have to worry about. Um, but other than that, I just want to say peace, love, joy, and happiness to you all. I'm back. Thank you so much for just rocking with me throughout my time of grieving, with going home, taking care of this funeral. Y'all have called me and gave me so many words of encouragement. You also have texted me, giving me words of encouragement. And you also gave me that time that I needed to be able to reflect and get through this. Okay. I feel like I did, at the end of the day, I feel like I did an excellent job with my niece as far as laying her to rest. Okay. I think at the end of the day, I sat back and I said, you know what? Wanty would have been really proud of how her auntie handled everything and how she took care of everything and to make sure that everybody was okay, you know, at the end of the day. So that that I was out here for. You know, you sometimes, you know, you could be such a positive person and do all these different things, but sometimes you get these blows and it be trying to knock you out and all this kind of stuff. Y'all, listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something that was just funny to me. It's like I didn't know that the funeral charges, they have packages. Like you can pay $29.95 for a package, right? And you can get everything that you need. Not, you know, but you can have a funeral for $29.95, $2,995, all inclusive, right? A cremation is more like $7.95 or whatever. But you know, I didn't even ask about none of those. Okay. I went in there and I'm in there and I'm just getting this and I want pink and I want gold and I want pink on the inside and I want pictures. I want a slideshow. I want a limo, keychains. Child, you get finished with a bill, it's $10,000. Okay. And I'm like, but it was amazing. She would have been so proud. She would have been so happy. But you're like, oh my God, you spent, that's what, I mean, that's what, everybody had like a keychain with her. Where's my keychains, y'all? Keychain with her picture on it. They had tissue with her. The funeral home was so professional and just catered to, you know, I mean, but that's their business. That's what they supposed to do. But answer all the phone calls, no matter who it came from. Because like a lot of times you can have a lot of family members calling about, you know, the same thing. And every time, no matter if it was in the daytime or the evening time or whatever the case may be, they was like, okay, did you do this? Did you do that? Or whatever the case may be. All the way, my sister, I had an older sister that, you know, handled the obituaries. I went and got them printed off and things like that. You know, sometimes we left, you know, when you got a huge family, sometimes you gonna leave people off. And you know, that is a touchy subject. So all I did was, y'all, I was like, okay, who did we miss or whatever the case may be? They was telling me, got down there to the printer. All I did, because the obituary was already done and made up. So all I did was I took an insert. I got a piece of paper, took an insert, and everybody that we missed, we added them in on the insert, and you would have never known that they was added in at the last minute, because my concern was I didn't want to miss anybody, even though you can. I didn't want to miss anybody, because there's a lot of people that I may not know that was very close to her. Okay. So I want to also make sure that those people get recognized as well. Her job, AT&T, they filled half the place. When you can turn around, that's why I say, as truck drivers, we really need to stick together, especially when one of our drivers die or pass away, or whatever the case may be. When I turned around, and the preacher said, will all her co-workers stand up? And I turned around, and half the church was filled with her co-workers. That was the most touching thing to me, that Wanty had made such an impact at AT&T, at the call center that she was at. Most of them was pallbearer. Some of them was the pallbearers, and then everybody came in to be there with her and us at that time. That was just like, that took my breath away. A friend of mine, Janice Darden, if y'all never heard of her, she's from Biloxi, Mississippi. Oh my God, she sung a song called Safe in His Arms, and I will always remember that. I play that song all the time. When she sung that song, it was like that. She sung it at the funeral, but I felt like that song was meant to me, for me, because because no matter what it is that you going through, good or bad, or death, or personal issues, financial issues, emotional issues, whatever it is that you going through, you got to always remember that the Lord is your shepherd, and He will always keep you safe. And even though you by yourself, or you feel like you don't have anybody, I woke up Monday morning, and I was like, because I was feeling like, I really feel like I'm by myself in this. I really feel like I'm handling all this I just felt like, even though I had family around me or people around me, I felt like I'm going through this by myself, right? And then I woke up Monday, and it was like, do you not realize how many calls you got? Do you not realize how many messages you got? Do you not realize the love that you have around you in this industry? And when she sung that song, Safe in His Arms, it was like I felt like a protection around me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Y'all might can relate. You may not can relate. But I woke up, and I felt like it was just a protection around me, and that there is nothing that I can't do. And it was like, you just keep pushing. You just keep doing whatever it is that you're doing, and you gonna be okay. These things that's being shaken up in my life, these things that are happening in my life, God is doing this for a reason. He's protecting me in some kind of way that I can't, I feel like I have to be attached to this, that, and the other. And He's like, no, sometimes God will take you and isolate you and put you by yourself, and you feel like you by yourself, but you really not by yourself. He making some changes in your life, and you may not understand it at the time when you're going through it, but this is what He needs you to do. This is what He needs you to be, so He could take you where He wants you to go. And you have to let go, and you can't sit there and just feel sorry for yourself, and be like, woe is me, and my life is falling apart, and all this kind of stuff, you're going to start to talk a little different. Okay. You can tell when God is working with somebody. You can tell when he's making a change in your life. Okay. Because the same people that you were cool with, you ain't cool with no more. Okay. The same people you thought that loved you don't love you no more. Okay. Because you changing. You are changing. And they may not think it's a good change. Okay? They may not think it's a good change. But you're not changing for them. You're changing the way he wants you to walk, the way he wants you to talk, the way he wants you to carry yourself. And I'm not talking about a man. Okay? I'm talking about somebody that is bigger than any man that walks this earth. Bigger than any man that walks this earth. And sometimes you just have to sit back and let him do what he needs to do with you. You just have to sit back. Yeah, it may hurt. He's taking the people that you love away from you. He's taking the people that you love, that you care for, away from you, isolating you. And a lot of people be like, well, why God doing this to me? Why God is doing this, or the devil doing this? Let me tell you something. When he's working with you directly, you're going to see a change that you sometimes can't even understand. And I'm telling you that. And I don't know sometimes where the words are coming from. Usually I do a video every week, every other week. It don't matter to me. I got a lot of stuff going on. I do a video. It's like you bringing me back to YouTube. I'm turning on a video every day. Every morning I wake up. I ain't did my hair. Don't worry about that. You ain't did your hair. You ain't got no makeup on. You ain't. Don't worry about that. Just say something. What's on your mind today? What you want to talk about today? So I'm being led. Okay. I'm being led, and I completely don't understand it. I really don't. I can't wrap my mind around it. How you put me through a funeral, how you put me through this, how you put me through that. And I'm here on Monday and Tuesday smiling and grinning. How you do that? I'm about ready to give up. I'm about ready to throw in the towel. I'm going home. This is too much for me. And then next week, he put me in a place like, girl, if you don't get back on that truck, they called me Friday. They knew the funeral was Saturday. Tamara, Monday, 10 o'clock, let's go. You can't sit there forever. You can't just wallow in your sorrows forever. Yes, we're gonna give you that time you need to grieve. But you got more to do. You got more work to do. Let's go. Let's get it. And that's what I'm telling you. And maybe my story, maybe my testimony, sometimes I get a little too personal, girl. I be telling you. I mean, like, well, you just gonna tell all the business. I just talk about your family and the problems and this and that. Some of the stuff don't need to be on social media. Some of the stuff don't need. You ever heard somebody say that to you? Some of these things, you don't need to talk about that. Just keep that in the, keep that in the, don't bring that up. Keep that to yourself. You don't talk about that. Anybody ever told you that? I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to talk about whatever the Holy Spirit put on my mind at the time. If it's good, it's good. If it ain't, it ain't. It is what it is. It is what it is. Because at the end of the day, if I can touch one person to say, you know what? I thought I was by myself, child. You going through the same thing? My family crazy too. I'm going through this too. I'm dealing with my son. I'm dealing with my kids. And I know if I see you getting through it, I see you with a smile on your face, I know you can do that too. I can do it too. I can push through too. So it's going to be it's going to be more than that, y'all. It's going to be more than that. So other than that, y'all, peace, love, joy, and happiness. I don't have y'all. I don't have my glasses on, so I see the stuff or whatever the case may be, but I'm really not like reading it, because when God puts something on your heart and when God puts something on for you to say, you really don't pay attention to naysayers. You really don't pay attention to that. And eventually, maybe you need those people that come and say these negative things or talk about you, because maybe one day I could also touch them too. It ain't never too late. It ain't never too late. I try my best to block it, delete it, but every now and then people gonna get through. They gonna keep trying to push you. They gonna keep trying to say something negative to you. They're gonna keep trying to come at you in any kind of way. And people see what you're doing. People see you. You seen. It's okay. I get it on the back end, okay? So everything that comes through, I handle it on the back end. Once I get finished with my live feed or whatever the case, it'll all come in and they'll say held for review. Okay, and only moment of shine a person will get it's just right here in the live feed, where everybody that rocks with me or everybody that looks at my channel, they see it too. And if that's the goal, for you to come at me or make negative comments in front of other people that listen to me, you have achieved your goal. How about that? Okay. So at the end of the day, we still moving on. We still moving forward. I love you all. You just don't know how much this channel means to me. You just don't know how much y'all mean to me. You really don't. I walked into Morton, Mississippi, down there at Cook yesterday, and to see another female driver just starting out. And child, you know me. Hey, girl, what you doing? I came in there singing, "The Lord is my shepherd." I came in there singing, child, and she ain't even turned around. She was like at the window in the at the shipper and the receiver. I came in there and I was just humming and singing and going on, and she turned around and she, girl, you never know. You never know where I might walk up on you. She said, I saw that pink. I saw that pink that was in the mirror. She was looking in the mirror. She said, I saw that pink. I turned around and it was you. Child, you never know. I walk up on you anyway, honey. How you doing? What's going on with you? You doing all right? I gotta go. Ripley, let me tell you what the kids did. Y'all, the kids. I was with like 10 kids, okay? 8 kids. I said, them kids ate all day, child. I was cooking. I know I can't go back to the house, child. I cooked from 7 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock at night, okay? Them kids ate constantly. If you feed 8 kids, shout out to you, child. If you got children and grandchildren and all that kind of stuff, and you taking care of 7, 8 kids, child, you deserve a break. I went in there and I had who did I have? I had let's start from the top. Xavier, Million, Man, Sean, Tristan, Darian, Brooklyn, um, Terrell. That's 8 kids. I had 8 kids. I took care of 8 kids for 5 days. And then I was so happy to get back to this truck. I didn't know what to do. Ripley was happy to get back to the truck. Child, I got up in the morning. I was cooking eggs, grits, bacon, cereal, sausage. Okay, that was 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning. Okay, then we got lunch. We got to deal with lunch. We got hamburgers, hot dogs, chicken nuggets. Okay. Okay, that lasted for about 3 hours. Then you got to come back in for a little dinner. I had spaghetti, frying chicken. Girl, who can do that every day? I be running to a truck. I kept, because I wanted to keep all the kids in the house I couldn't put them in no hotel. I had to go find the biggest house I could find. I'm gonna get the record for most rented Airbnbs in 1 year. Okay. I'm gonna get the record for most rent. It was a 5 bedroom, upstairs, downstairs. It was the most least expensive that I could find at the last minute for a whole 5 day stay. Okay. And the kids was everywhere. Everywhere. All I kept saying, pick up this. You had no time to agree. Pick up that. Stop running. Sit down. Go somewhere. Something. Poor Ripley. Let me tell you what the kids did. Come here, Ripley. Come here. He's so happy to be on the truck. Come here. Let me tell you what these children did. Ripley, you glad to be on the truck? Let me tell you what the kids did. Girl, the kids tied this thing. What they do to you, Rip? How you get this off of here? The kids done tied a bell around Ripley so they could find him whenever they needed him. Ripley was like running from the children, because he'll growl at them. If he don't want to be touched or he don't want to be bothered, he will growl. He was just, get away from me. The kids went and got a bell and tied around Ripley so that if wherever he moved, they could find him. Okay. we went to the truck. River would jumping to try to get on the truck. Him and me both. We would get it. Lord, take me to the truck. I'm ready. I got to go. This is enough here for me. All right. I did what I was supposed to do. Now let me get out of here. Please, child. It was a mess. I love spending time with my family and all that kind of stuff. I love them to death. But child, after a week, but see y'all. Got man situated in his little apartment. Y'all saw me do the video with man apartment. His lights was $300 to get on. The water bill was $170 to put that on. Then you got to put furniture in the house, and then you got to get groceries. Then you got to do, oh my God. I had to get a U-Haul, move all the stuff out, then get man situated. It was so, I just got some sleep last night when I parked the truck. I got some good sleep last night when I parked the truck. Wash and clothes. You got to wash, like, with 8 kids, you got to wash all day, every day. Okay? You washing. All that just take up your whole day. You feel like all I did was cook and clean. That's it. The whole day, all I did was cook and clean. That was it. And they fighting over the video games, and then they got the hoverboard. Everybody want to ride. They even got the little 2-year-old riding the hoverboard, child. The 2-year-old is riding on the hoverboard. Outside, inside, I don't want to play. They won't give me that. I was like, Lord, please give me a load. Jesus, send me a load, please. I promise. I'll go where you want me to go. Minnesota. Jesus, just take me out of here, Lord. Just take me out of here. I can't do it. I was begging for a loan, child. Oh my God. But I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. The kids are doing okay. Was the electricity included in the price? No, that was like it's a $300 deposit for him to get his lights on. 107. And I was like, well, what if you're on a fixed income? How can people afford all this kind of stuff? And but I went to school with the lady that is over the apartment, the housing development, and I went to school with her. So me and her and we had a very intense conversation with Archie when he was signing his lease. Okay, because Archie's concern was, I just hope y'all got the message in the first part of the video, because I'm just rambling right about now. Archie's concern was, how many nights can he let his girlfriend stay over to the house? Nan, how about that? How about that? The girlfriend didn't put on no lights. Girlfriend didn't pay for no water. The girlfriend didn't move not a piece of furniture up in here. And you gonna ask me and the landlord, how many nights can the girlfriend stay? How about this? None, zero. That's how many nights she could stay. She could come visit, stay 2 hours, 3 hours, watch a movie, TV show, whatever you got to do, okay? But at the end of the day, nobody should be in that house past 12 o'clock. And I know y'all saying, Miss Hammer, he grown. He in his own house. He can do whatever he want to do. He 28 years old. He a grown man. Okay, I got it. I get it. I understand. But anytime Miss Tamara has to connect her bank account, her money that she's out here driving trucks for, and pay for anything in that house, Miss Tamara is going to have a say-so. Okay? You want to be grown. You want to be paying your own bills. You want to have your girlfriend come stay tonight and do what grown folks do. Then, baby, grown folks pay their own bills. How about that? All grown folks pay their own bills. They go get their groceries. They pay the electric, the lights, the cable, the whatever. You ain't grown. You still ain't grown. You may be 28 years old, but you ain't grown until you can pay everything in that house. And I'll be there. If you gonna bring somebody else in the household that I'm paying for, okay? Ain't gonna happen. Don't make me set up some surveillance around the house. Don't make me do it. Because anything that I have to do to protect my funds, that means my money, I'm going to do it. Okay? So don't come to me about you being grown. Grown folks pay their own bills. Grown folks don't ask you for nothing. Okay? My mama's 78 years old, and let her bring somebody in the house that ain't paying on nothing. Now, she grown, and don't bring no man in there. Ain't nobody spending the night. Ain't no some friend or church member that you done met that needed a place to stay. They ain't sleeping on the couch. No. My money is connected in any kind of way to the housing. That means light, cable, gas, electricity, internet, anything like that. If Tamara is sending out anything for all that, baby, ain't nobody else staying in the house. You're going to have to learn to get along by yourself. Okay? Y'all can have phone conversations. You go over her house. There you go. She ain't got nowhere to stay. Go over there. That's been the rule ever since they were born. No friends, no spending the night. Why is it going to change now? You think something big going to change just because you got a little apartment, 2-bedroom? You think something big finna, oh, you just finna do it up now? Not on my dime. Child, I work too hard out here. Now, you can do it if you want to. You do whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. As long as I ain't putting in $2 on it, whatever floats your boat, floats your boat. That's the way I feel about it. So don't tell me about man being 28 and he grown and he could do whatever it is that he want to do and he could have whoever it is that he want to have at his house because it's his house. Just because his name is on the lease don't mean that. Okay? Whoever pay the bills. Man, his only question, he want to know how long can the girlfriend stay out. Child, if you don't get away from me with all that, talking about a girlfriend, please. Lord, gee, why these folks want to go get folks that don't work and ain't got no job? Your mama out here working every day. Every day. And you want to go get somebody that don't work. Ain't got no job, can't pay no bills. How that work? How you do that? I want to find me somebody. Lord Jesus, if I could just find me somebody that say, you know what, Tamara, you don't even have to drive this truck no more, baby. I got you. Okay? On everything. What? These folks letting folks come stay with them and they ain't even got no job. I don't know how you do that. Ain't paying nothing. What did they say? What can a person say to make you move them in your house and ain't got a job? What they say? What they say? That's like me putting somebody on my truck that don't drive. They just go ride over there in the seat. Who do that? I like you. We like each other and everything like that. I think you cool and you look good and you fine and all that kind of stuff. You want to get on truck with me and ride? Child, please. Ain't nothing in the world that could make me put a man over there in that seat that ain't got no job and ain't working. It ain't contributing nothing. You're going to have some kind of check, Social Security, SSI, for a 401 pension plan, retirement, insurance, something. You got to be over there hustling on the internet, bringing in a salary. Child, please. That seat will I already got somebody on this truck that don't work. I already got one on the truck that don't work. You think I'm finna put two? Child, that is so funny. I get tickled every time anybody approach me. Can I ride with you? Well, you got CDL, huh? This is a money making truck. Okay? At the end of the day, it's about making money. Are you contributing anything? No? Okay. I'll see you. All right. All right, you just gonna ride. Okay. Okay, let's see how that works out for you. All right, y'all. Talk to y'all later. Peace, love, joy, happiness. Y'all have a wonderful day. My clock is up and it's time for me to go. Bye.